Hi, I'm Starborn. Remember, to be a star, you have to shine your own light, follow your own path, and not be afraid of the darkness, because that's when stars shine brightest. Tonight's show, if you've been looking on our website, starborninstitute.org, you would already know, is titled Saved. And the reason why, you could be having a feeling of being saved, or you could be breathing a quiet sigh of relief in the next week or 10 days, is because we're having a fabulous new moon this Saturday at 11 degrees of Pisces. And Pisces rules the 12th house of hidden enemies, or confinement, or all kinds of areas that can constrict you in one way or another, such as hospitals or jails or concentration camps, or any condition which involves you even restricting yourself. For instance, Pisces rules escape. And so if you are in denial about something, or you don't want to face it, or you're a little afraid of something, you may escape your fears and doubts through alcoholism or drug addiction or sexual promiscuity. So that kind of escape isn't too good for you. But Pisces also rules creativity. It rules the feet, and so it rules dance, and it rules photography, and it rules anything coming out of the ground, particularly oil and gas, and it rules the whole pharmaceutical industry as well. But this is a time when you can be saved, because Pisces also rules miracles. And the reason why there could be a miracle somewhere in your life in the next week or in the next month is because there are 5 planets in the water signs right now. This is an extremely unusual new moon. It is not going to occur like this again in our lifetimes. And the reason why is that the Sun, Moon, and Neptune, the ruler of Pisces, are all in Pisces, and they are beautifully trined by Jupiter in Cancer and also by Saturn in Scorpio. Those 5 planets will not be in that Pisces new moon configuration again in our lifetimes because of the speeds of all of these planets. They just simply won't get together like that again. And so this is a wonderful time for you to be able to get out of some sort of hopeless or constricting situation or predicament, which would be wonderful. This is also a time when you may be able to move. Remember, Jupiter is in Cancer, and Cancer rules real estate. Or you may be able to get some sort of funding, that Scorpio is a financial sign, for making a dream come true, because Pisces does rule dreams, and there are all those wonderful planets in that sign. But above all, the water signs rule healing. And that is why you could be saved, because there can be some wonderful healing and forgiving attitudes right now, or there could be a miracle going on somewhere that could benefit you. So you may be able to get over a secret sorrow, or you may be able to recover from a painful separation of one sort or another. You also may get a second chance at something, and the second chance could come from additional financing that, as I said, could make a dream come true, or allow you to move or pursue a goal of yours, which would be wonderful. So there are all kinds of possibilities right now, but they all have something to do with a gentle recovery in one way or another. The recovery could be your own. Maybe it is that it's time for you to stop kidding yourself about something, and maybe you're just ready to face reality and get some help and do something about a problem. That's wonderful. Or it just can be that you are deciding to let go of some of your prejudices and be a little bit more understanding and forgiving of others. Nothing wrong with that as well. And so this is a time when even if there's a whole bunch of trouble in your life, if you look underneath that blanket of trouble, you could find a miracle. And if you find that miracle, yes, you will be saved. And yet there are still 5 planets in the cardinal signs, and they are all squaring and opposing each other. And so that simply means that there's a lot of people that just are not too willing to get along right now because they so firmly believe in their own values that they're not willing to consider anyone else's. Well, we've been living with that influence for a while, and it's going to go on for a few more months. But still, we have to be aware that that is happening, particularly now, because Mars in Libra, which does rule partnership, is exactly square Venus in Capricorn, which rules people in authority, or it rules government policies or corporate rules or management. And it can be, since Libra rules the law and partnership and contracts, that there can be some sort of lingering resentment in a partnership right now, and it could suddenly boil over and perhaps result in a breakup soon. Or there can simply be a canceled contract because either the contract is finished, or there has been a change in management, or for some other reason there can be contention there. So we do have to watch out for that as well. However, there can be somebody, maybe a shy person, or maybe even a total stranger, that can help you make a dream come true. Or there is the possibility that there can be a sudden change in someone else's life, and when that happens, that could open up some sort of second chance for you, or some wonderful possibility for you. It isn't that you'd be responsible for that, but still you could benefit from that. So I think that we are looking at a very rare time when a lot of people can be saved. Or if you have been doubtful about something or worried about something, you may be able to see a way where something is resolved in a way that can bring a deep sigh of relief to you. That could certainly happen as well. It doesn't mean there'd be a big outward show, but it does mean you'd be very grateful for something, and that would be wonderful. And that is possible under this wonderful healing new moon on Saturday at 11 degrees of Pisces. All right, what does this mean to all 12 of the sun signs? Well, Aries, for you, I think it's wonderful that that new moon is in Pisces along with the sun and Neptune right behind your sun sign, Aries, because that simply means there is an awful lot of light in the background of your life. And if you were hiding anything, Aries, oops, too late. Everyone can see something that you may have been in denial about, or something that you have not wanted a lot of people to know. It certainly wouldn't be possible for you to keep a secret right now, Aries. And so that's good, because this is a time of enlightenment and healing, and some of that can be going on behind the scenes. And so if you've been doing something that you shouldn't have been doing, now is the time when people will see that, but you could also get help with that and resolve it as well. So that is all to the good. There's a lot more going for people in this grand trine in water signs than going against them. The one thing you do have to worry about is that pesky Mars in Libra is opposing Uranus in your sign, and it is squaring Pluto and Venus exactly in Capricorn, and it is also squaring Jupiter in Cancer. And so those are the 5 planets in cardinal signs, and yours is a cardinal sign. So there could be some sudden change that occurs in your life, Aries, and if it isn't in your life, it could be in a partner's life, and that could jolt you in one way or another. But remember that the title of the show is Saved. And so even if something happened that was unpleasant, it may actually free you up to go in a new direction, and that's how you could be saved, because you would be successful at that. Okay, what does it mean to a Taurus? Well, Taurus, that Pisces new moon on Saturday is sextiling your sun, which means that somewhere in the background of your life, somewhat removed from your regular life, there can be the possibility of healing or forgiveness or some sort of escape from a painful separation, or the ability to get a second chance at something. And I don't think it's you that's actually going to be experiencing that, but you could be experiencing a sigh of relief as someone else is saved. Taurus, and it could be somebody that had been causing you a lot of worry, and maybe their problems are going to be solved now. And if their problems are solved, that takes the load off you, Taurus, which is good, because there are other things for you to be concentrating on right now. Mercury in Aquarius is squaring your sun, which means that the news about your future is a little iffy right now, and you've got to straighten a few things out since and you don't really like confusion, or you don't like loose ends. And so this is a time when you do have to pay attention to news about your future, because you're going forward, Taurus, and you really need to know how much everything's going to cost. And that is because Saturn in Scorpio is opposing your sun, which means there can, and it's very well aspected right now, but that does mean for you that there can be higher costs to something. And I think that you'll have to endure the higher costs, and that you can afford that as well. So there is some saving going on, or some sense of relief, and I think that it will be somewhat of a residual relief for you, but you'll still enjoy it. Okay, what does it mean to a Gemini? Well, Gemini, this is a time when you really can't believe everything that you're hearing. In fact, don't even believe half of it, Gemini, and that is because the Sun, Moon, and Neptune in Pisces, which is a mutable sign, is squaring your sun. It's opposing the sign of Virgo, and it is also squaring the sign of Sagittarius, the other three mutable signs. And so because Neptune is involved, and it is a somewhat nebulous and sometimes deceptive planet, I don't think you can believe all the rosy scenarios that people are talking to you about. And in fact, you really shouldn't believe anything anybody's telling you right now, because not only are you only getting the high spots or half the story, you are going to be missing some very important details. And that is why in your present situation, Gemini, I would say ignore what's going on. Because I think that you're in a situation somewhere in your life where you are absolutely bored, that you've done something a million times and you could do it with your eyes closed and it's not invigorating you at all. What should you do? Well, you can be saved by looking toward the future, because Mercury in Aquarius is trining your sun, and that Mars in Libra is also trining your sun. So even though that Mars is causing relationship problems with other people, or authority figures are unhappy right now, still it can be benefiting you, and you can pick up energetic partners as long as you're looking at your future, Gemini, not your present condition. So I would say there is subterfuge, or even people who want to sell you a blue sky, or there are con men around right now, or imposters, and you should really try to ignore them, Gemini. All the mutable signs should. And concentrate for you on your future instead. Okay, what does it mean to a Cancer? Well, Cancer, this is an absolutely wonderful new moon for you, and a very rare one. And so it simply means that there can be an opportunity for you to move, Cancer, or you can want to remodel your home, or you can want to help someone else make a dream come true right now, or give somebody else a second chance, or maybe you can get a second chance. This certainly is a time when you're going to be very lucky and effective in escaping the past, which is good. Because, you know, you can't live in the past, and no matter what the past represents, we all have to go forward, and that requires healing. And so either you're going to be the angel that administers some sort of miracle to somebody else, or else it could happen to you, Cancer. So this is an absolutely wonderfully, emotionally satisfying time for you, and that will be not only next week, but throughout the whole month of March. Congratulations. Okay, what does it mean to a Leo? Well, Leo, that new moon in Pisces is actually in conjunct, or 150 degrees away from your sun sign. So I don't know how much healing is going to be going on in your life right now, Leo, because actually Mercury in Aquarius is opposing your sun sign, which means that other people have their minds on the future, and they're not exactly thinking of you or even including you. So this can be a time of sort of treading water for you right now. And Saturn in Scorpio is squaring your sun, which means that there can be a lag in financing, or there can be high bills or high taxes and that you have to deal with, so that can be problematic. But remember, I said that even under a blanket of trouble, if you look real hard, there could be a miracle. And that could happen as somebody else breaks away or makes a sudden change, depicted by Uranus in Aries opposing that Mars in Libra. And something new could open up quite suddenly for you. It would be a little different than anything that you're used to, Leo, but you could do it. In fact, it could be just made for you. So keep your eyes and ears open, because everyone has the possibility of being saved or being able to breathe a quiet sigh of relief in the next month or so. And I think you will too, Leo. But for right now, you have to just keep putting one foot in front of the other. There really isn't a quick fix for what's going on in your life right now. And you wouldn't want it that way either, because you're building a strong foundation. And that takes a lot of steady work. But it is setting you up successfully for the rest of your life, and that's why you need to take it sort of slow and steady right now. Okay, what does it mean to a Virgo? Well, Virgo, that new moon in Pisces with Neptune and the Sun there is directly opposing your sun sign, which is a mutable sign. And so just like Gemini, you cannot believe everything people are telling you right now, Virgo. And in fact, since your sign does rule common sense and you're very good with details and accounting, you really should go over whatever anybody is telling you. And first of all, if they're making promises, get them in writing, and then get them witnessed by somebody as well. And if you are contemplating signing a contract, I would say, since Mars is about to go retrograde, that you need to think about it a little bit more closely and ask yourself what the real benefit would be, because there may not be as much benefit there as you think, Virgo. So you should be a little bit careful not to believe what everyone is telling you right now, because you could be a victim of some sort of fraud, or some imposter could be telling you one thing but doing another. And that's why you need to be real careful right now. But you too could be saved, and it might be that you're saved from a fraud if you are careful. So I hope you really take things slow and check everything twice. Okay, what does it mean to Libra? Well, Libra, I think that it is very hard right now for you to keep a lid on it. And the reason why is that Mars, which is a planet of jealousy, anger, passion, and greed, actually, is in your sign, which rules peace. So it is not at all happy there, but it can sure be stirring you up, Libra, and you can be a little bit impatient. In fact, you could be mad at other people who have been taking advantage of you for a very long time. And you could be mad at authority figures, or there could be changes in management that are not making you happy, or new policies that don't make any sense to you. That's why you need to keep a lid on it, Libra. And the reason why is that if you erupt right now because of lingering resentments within you, which could be justified, I'm not saying you're wrong on anything, I'm just saying you've got a lot to lose if you do that. And you will run into a brick wall in a lot of different ways, because there are 5 planets in cardinal signs right now. Mars is not going to leave your sign until almost the end of the summer, not until July. And so you have really got to try to stay calm and just say to yourself, this too shall pass. Because you are, if you revolt or rebel in any way, you'll be on the losing end of something. So that's not a good idea. And that is why you have to concentrate on your future while Mercury in Aquarius is trining your sun. Just reach out and make new friends, Libra. You never know when they're going to come in real handy. Okay, what does it mean to a Scorpio? Well, Scorpio, this is an absolutely wonderful new moon for you, and a very, very rare one that does involve healing. Since your sign does rule justice and it's a fixed financial sign, there can be some money finally coming to you, or money that you can allocate to others to help make a dream come true. Or there may be enough money for you to make a move of some sort, which I think you've had your mind on, and that is wonderful. But mostly, this is a period of healing, and the healing can be that you recognize what your true strengths are, and you could recognize how much stronger you have become in recent years, particularly in the last 2 years. So I think that you can be saved from the past, because you don't ever need to go back to that. Scorpio, as you go forward, you will be one of the angels of mercy, I am sure. And that is a good role for you to play, particularly since your sign rules justice, so you'll know who deserves mercy and who doesn't. Okay, what does it mean to a Sagittarius? Well, Sagittarius, this is a time when you too need to be very careful because yours is a mutable sign, and the Sun, Moon, and Neptune in Pisces are all squaring your sun sign. So you cannot believe the rosy pictures that people are painting right now, or the half-truths that they are telling you, because there's a lot left out of somebody's great story right now, Sagittarius, and you really can't afford to fall for anybody's slick line right now, and you really can't afford to take a gamble on anything because Saturn in Scorpio is right behind your sun sign, and it is an indication that there are some old bills or debts or loans from the past that still need to be whittled down and taken care of, and that is all you need to concentrate on right now, Sagittarius. Your time is coming. You'll really be flying high by the end of the year, but for right now, do not swallow anybody else's yarn. You could really be sorry about that if you do. So this is the time to sort of hold it steady if you can. Okay, what does it mean to a Capricorn? Well, Capricorn, this is simply a time when I think that you are going to be disappointed by the fact that other people have such resentment. It can be hidden, but it is there, and it could be people that are in a partnership or are involved in a contract or simply want to have things done in a way that they consider fair and well balanced. But it may not be in a way that actually follows rules or policies, and so you can be a person that wants to stick to doing things the right way and doing them very economically. The Capricorns really do watch the money, and they're pretty frugal when they have to be. And so this may be a time when you are going to be saved by parting ways with somebody who is argumentative, or by simply facing the fact that there can't be some cushion anymore, particularly not a financial cushion or any wasted money around. And so you have to be watchful not only of the money you're spending, but of the money that you are in charge of or that you are responsible for in a corporation or a government agency. So you've got the right ideas, Capricorn, and you need to just keep trusting your own judgment. But there could be lingering resentments that result in some sort of breakup soon, and I think that's just the price you pay for really staying on the straight and narrow and doing everything right, and that's the way you should stay, Capricorn. Okay, what does it mean to an Aquarian? Well, Aquarius, this is a time when I think that you can be anticipating things getting better. And that is because that new moon in Pisces is right ahead of your sun sign, and so is the Sun and Neptune as well. And they are beautifully aspected in a grand trine in water signs. So yes, this is a time of healing. But you have Mercury in your sign, Aquarius, and that simply means, since Mercury is the planet of the mind, that you are really thinking about your future. And I think that you're thinking of mending a few fences. I think you're thinking of going back and perhaps, you know, getting along with people a little bit better, or trying to do things in a way that makes other people happy but could give you what you want as well. And that is because I think that if you pick up energetic partners, which is certainly possible since Mars in Libra is trining your sun right now, you could form new partnerships and you could get going in a new direction, and you could have help with that as well. So mending a few fences is a good idea, because after all, that way you have more friends. And also making new friends from energetic and younger partners could get you going in a way that creates a new beginning for you, and new partners can make you very happy as well. So you have a lot to look forward to, Aquarius. I would not look back at all. Just go ahead and believe in your future, because it is calling you. Okay, what does it mean to a Pisces? Well, Pisces, this is an absolutely wonderful and extremely rare new moon for you. And that simply means that, yes, you're going to be saved somehow, Pisces. Even if there is a whole bunch of trouble, there's going to be some sort of miracle. That miracle could come from somebody who's very shy, someone you wouldn't expect that would have the right answers to something. Or it could be from somebody who is a total stranger, who may open a door for you that gives you a second chance at something. And I think that there can be so much healing and forgiveness going on right now that you too can realize that you have been trying to escape, or you've been in denial about a few things, Pisces, and it's probably been going on for a very long time. It could be something small, or it could be something pretty self-destructive. But this can be a time when you can see a way out of that, when you can get help and sympathetic support, and you can heal. So I think that that can be a miracle as you go forward in life and you realize that you are a good person and you deserve to be in the sunlight too. And all of us can heal and start over again. It's called renewal. And that is certainly possible for you as well. So I think that in all kinds of ways there is going to be gentle healing in your life from now on, Pisces. Congratulations. All right, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next week. Remember, you can see the show anytime you want on our website, starborninstitute.org. Bye.